Hi everyone, my name is Jess and I'm a part-time reseller on multiple platforms online, and I have a Goodwill bins haul known as the Goodwill outlet. This one is for Jacksonville, Illinois, and I just went the other day and this is what I'm going to show you. I mainly sell vintage, but if it's more of a modern item I will still pick it up. Without further ado, let's get started. The weight, it's by pound and it's $1.59. It did go up, I believe, July of 2023 to $1.59, which is pretty standard for the Midwest here in Illinois. It had been 99 cents and I kind of expected it would go up. I will say I haven't been to this Goodwill outlet in quite some time because it was really trashy before. It still is. Their bathrooms are absolutely disgusting. I took a couple pictures. Not of like the grossness, but I think like a weird bathroom sign and just like, anyways, you need to kind of brace yourself if you go to Jacksonville, because I think it's worse than a gas station bathroom, like by far. So if you don't mind, good deals. You don't need to wear gloves. I like to feel for fabric, so not wearing gloves was important to me. Okay, so here we have vintage Hallie Hansen ski like base layer pants. I love the color block. And if you don't know this brand, it's kind of a BOLO. I think it varies by style, so you do obviously want to check comps, and I actually have only found this brand once before and it was a modern piece. But anyways, just a really cool oh look, there's stirrups. Even better. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to sell these for. I try to put comps in the corner because I haven't done research on a lot of this stuff, but I'm guessing I'll ask 30 to 40 for those. And with my business model, since I'm part-time, I just don't have the time for the smaller flips like I used to, as I've got 4 little kids and sports with the kids and just life. So I try to sell something for at least $30. Now, I do make exceptions if I fall in love with an item. I just can't leave it behind, but here's a brand I typically leave. It's UMG. However, I got it because it's a 2X, and I recently sold a bigger size UMG and was surprised that it sold for that much. And I just loved this sheer paisley boho blouse with the orange crochet detail. So yes, this is a modern piece, but I'll probably list this for about $30. And like I said, this sheer fabric is so lightweight. I paid probably 75 cents for this. Okay, here we do have a vintage piece. I looked closer more at the hard goods at this location. The clothes were just absolute crap. I heard a local that goes there pretty much on a daily basis say that it had been pretty crappy lately as far as finding things to flip. So anyways, this is a nice heathered gray Michigan. It's like got the crest for, I'm blanking on the Michigan college, but anyways, center cut, large, made in USA, and it's got that cool like fake layered look. This is a little dingy, but not bad. It like has that vintage wash. So I will probably ask 40 for that. Here we have a men's 80s grandpa cardigan. I'm kind of selective with these. I like them. I got this one because of the print and the color. I try the more colorful ones tend to do better. And it's a decent size as well. It's an extra large. Of course, it's the acrylic. Now, if you know, vintage is not really by brand unless it's sought after designer. It's more about the style. So anyways, I do well selling men's pink and purple colored items, plus the grandpa cardigan. Like I'll call that a grandpa cardigan, dad, geometric. Try to put all those keywords in it. Okay. This is a fun 80s colorful woven belt. It's just a fabric. It is adjustable right here, and it has the Velcro, obviously hook and loop as you have to call it on eBay so you don't get a Vero. But I love this colorful belt. I will probably ask $30 for this. And I'm not seeing a tag on it. I'm going to do this item before I forget, along with some ones I've already listed. So here we have a vintage, I'm trying not to like show you everything, vintage mirror. It is a lightweight wood. It feels like, I don't even know. I know pine is light, but it feels different. Put in the comments if you know. The back almost looks like particle board. If you see along the edge, not the backing, but if you see along the edge, it's just a very lightweight wood. So put in the comments if you know. I can tell as far as that it's not a reproduction or a more modern piece by the backing and the hardware and the staples. You just kind of learn that with experience. And there is some yellowing. This did come from a smoker's home. I didn't notice when I picked it up, but I did clean this with Windex, and there is a very, very slight haze at an angle, probably from the nicotine. And if you smell, I have a very sensitive nose, and so I smell everything. That's a good reseller tip because you can get returns if an item has an odor and you don't disclose that. I know Poshmark, they automatically accept that against the seller if there is an odor. Obviously, like laundry detergent and stuff is fine, but anyways, the backing is slightly bent, but it doesn't affect it as far as hanging. And it has really pretty berries, and it's just very ornate. I'm kind of blanking as far as descriptor keywords, but feel free to help me out. I'll do some more research. But I did Google Lens that, and surprisingly somebody had theirs listed for like 30 or 40. I'm guessing that will be an Etsy sale. Now, I do not like shipping glass or mirrors like that, but because it is not super large and the frame is so well protecting the mirror, I'm gonna go ahead and chance it. Okay, the next one is a fun vintage swimsuit. Due to the cut and style, I'm going to say this is 60s, possibly 70s. It's Maxine of Hollywood. The tag looks more like 80s, but the style looks more like mod mid-century. It's a vintage size 14, which I'm guessing is more like a modern medium. I will either model this or put it on my mannequin. Recently, I lost like 20 pounds, not recently, like the last 7 months. I've been working on my fitness and my mental health, and I have found that I'm a lot more comfortable in my skin, and I've been modeling a lot of the clothes, even if they're not my size, and I feel like it makes the item stand out. Not only is vintage, I feel like it's more saturated than it used to be when I was selling 5 to 7 years ago, but I don't know, I prefer to model items, and I feel like items are selling better that are modeled. Okay, this is a brand, it is modern, that this one actually is probably late 90s, early Y2K. A brand that I pass on all the time, but I'll tell you why in a second why I picked it up. So this is just Chaps, which is, I think, owned or used to be owned by Ralph Lauren. Could be completely wrong, but the reason I picked this up, it's got the nice shawl collar, is the print. This is a white and black Aztec vest. It's knit, and I have sold one of this in a different colorway. I think it was like red and green for $50 or more last year. So because of this print, I'm confident that this one isn't as vibrant, but I think I can get at least $40 for it. It is a large, and yeah, anyways. Now what I say obviously may not work for you, but I'm just sharing my experience. So just take it with a grain of salt. Okay, another brand I pass on all the time, but this is an exception. So this is just Simply Express, and see those little diamonds underneath the label? That actually means express outlet. So typically items are made with lesser quality, but I don't really care because the size. So this is an extra large. It's just a nice oatmeal, like camel color blazer, very classic. Is it a one button? Can't tell if it's supposed to be like a double breasted, but it's new tags. Now, not only is it new tags, it has a sale sticker on it for $65, but I can easily scrape that off with my Scotty peeler. I waited 6 years to get one. I got a 3-pack. Just buy them for like $8 on Amazon, and it has saved me so much time. $108 is what it retailed for, so I will probably list this for $40. It's brand new. It would make a great Christmas present. I'm also trying to get better with using my hashtags, because for a lot of people, you know, with the economy, sales have been down and I haven't been working much. You know, obviously for several months I haven't posted content. I hope to get back into that, but life and I just kind of almost went through a burnout phase. So I need to get back into it because obviously we're in the midst of Q4 and I'm having awful sales, but that's okay because I'm not really working as much. So I'll make probably a separate video more like on catching up with you guys, current events of my life. Okay, so here we have, they had brought out a new bin of purses and they were just like all trash. However, this one, people were passing by, they didn't really pay close attention to the wallets. This is Ralph Lauren. It is a pebbled, not even pebbled, it's like a textured, streaky wallet, bifold wallet. And it has all the nice areas for your cards right there. And it has a very chunky zipper for coins on the outside. It is clean. There's a few tiny little dents, but that could have been from me having it in the bag because I don't remember that. But as far as wear, I don't see any. And again, I love picking up Ralph Lauren. It just speaks to me and I like selling their pieces. Okay, that is it for this bag. And then at the very end, I'm going to show you guys how I sort my items. I make a huge mess with the haul and then I go through and sort them. So at the end, I will show you that. Now here's something that I only pick up at the bins, and it's only because it is a tote bag. This is Vera Bradley. These are easily machine washable. A lot of times you'll see them at the bins or at the thrift and they're gross. You just take out the base, which is like coated cardboard, and you can stick this in the washer and then let it air dry. This is a nice pastel-y spring print and has the little fob for your keychain, and I put a bunch of stuff inside. Okay, so with this one, I mean, the styles vary, but this is probably an older style. Sometimes they can sit for like 6 months, but I do always get activity on them. So, okay, these were in a mason jar, and obviously I'm not going to pay the weight of a mason jar. Are completely filled with vintage mini buckles. And this one, I mean, so I just grab things like this and I'll look it up later if it's going to focus. I don't know if this is Boy Scout or if it's for a company. I mean, you can see just a bunch of like lucite, which is a plastic acrylic, whatever you call it. But back in the day, it was lucite. Like this one isn't lucite. I'll test this to see if it's Bakelite, but I don't think so because it's not. But anyways, just I will most likely lob these together. Again, these won't be a huge sale, but they're easy to photograph. And there's metal ones. I don't see any branding, but again, they're just vintage and fun. And I didn't want to pass those up. I love just getting all these little tiny things. So it was all in one new rotation. They were rotating bins pretty like more regularly than the Jacksonville location has in the past, but not like Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where they seem to rotate every about 20 minutes. Here I got the box too because this is the original Swank box that came with the cuffs. Why am I blanking on that? And so here's a set, and why am I blanking on the something cuffs? But anyways, is this two-toned? No, I think they're just gold. this is probably what came with the box, but I just picked all this stuff up. I did not see any markings for this turquoise piece to see if it was Native American or sterling silver. It's kind of heavy. I don't know if it's a pewter or if it's just a fake. But anyways, I got it because it was with all the other vintage pieces, and I'll just do my research later. Again, just a little business pin. And if you guys know any information about this stuff, please let me know in the comments, because you know I do research. So this is the tie clip that matches the cufflinks. There you go. It was on the tip of my tongue. So that matches the cufflinks. I will sell those obviously as a set. And then I love these. They're like a ruby. Do you see that? I don't know if there's a specific name for this, but that's really pretty. And then this is cool. It's like amber textured. I don't know. It's cold to the touch, so I'm going to say that's glass. Yeah. Anyways, this is all, and this probably weighed, like, I paid 75 cents for this, if that. Which is a great ROI, right? That's why I love the bins. The Jacksonville bins are 2 hours from where I live. I live in a very rural area. And then I think the Cedar Rapids are a little bit further for me. Is it 3 hours? So I shopped for 10 hours that day and then drove for 4 hours. All in one day. It was very long. But I am an expert shopper and I love to do it. This one I posted on my Instagram. If you don't follow me, go ahead. I post more frequently there. It's Thrifting is my beach. Obviously, same as my YouTube channel. But this is a very unique ornament. Is it even an ornament? I thought it had a clip on the top. Maybe it doesn't. Okay. So this is, I'm not sure what era. If it's 60s, maybe 70s. It looks like Miss Piggy. That's what I initially thought. As you can see, it's handmade with the safety pins and the beads. She's got these long gold locks and a rubber face. She's in very nice condition. She does not seem to be damaged, but I posted on my Instagram and people were saying to get it, and because she is so lightweight, I did. I will probably list her for $30. I'll do a Google lens search, but this may surprise you. Discontinued items can do well, health and beauty. This is obviously discontinued. Somebody was trying to sell it locally for $6.50. Same in Salve. I did a Google lens and these sell, I'll put it up in the corner. It was decent, like $40 to $60. But yeah, you can't beat it. And it is, oh my, it's got the seal on it. Now, I don't know if it means that's brand new or if it resealed itself over time. Okay, here's more of those buckles. They did fall out, but really cool if you are somebody that upcycles clothing, or if you make your own clothing and you like the vintage look. The other ones I showed you previously were more basic. This is really neat. It's just a little etched. I just love all these little trinkets. Whatchamacallits. The Little Mermaid used to be one of my favorite movies as a kid. This is also just a little compact lucite mirror. Needs cleaned, but it is very like Victorian romantic vibes. It's pretty. So somebody was just had a booth probably, or an antique shop, and got rid of their old stuff. Okay, here we have, I do pretty well with vintage Boy Scout stuff if it's like from the 50s, 60s era, not so much if it's from the 80s or 90s, depending on the item. But here we just have a belt. I typically will like set my Boy Scout stuff to the side and then lot it together. Once I get a decent amount, I need to hurry up this video because I get to talking, and I also thrifted a cup I was going to show you guys. Here is an aluminum coated belt buckle, And I found tons of vintage glasses. When I went to leave, I came across a small box of them, like wire, and I was looking for brands and I didn't really see any, and I didn't want to pay. Plus I got the best ones that I thought. This one could possibly be antique. It is a really cool thin glasses case, and unfortunately the inside is that really pretty purple velvet. It is flaking down here. I will look this up, but if somebody just has a little display of little trinkets and antiques, or a little vanity, or if they're an eye doctor, and they have these little collections, that would be really neat. It's something Notary and Hide Camp. So again, it's coming off. I can't read it very well, but oh, and this was exciting. A pair of like mid-century, I don't know if it's like from the 40s to the 60s, cat eye glasses. They need cleaned severely, and it needs, the screw is missing, but looky here. This was in the same baggie. It's a kit, and it's got some screws in it. So I think I will be able to repair this, but how fun are these? They're kind of heavy. This is solid metal, but just a really fun style of glasses. And it has the little detail right here. People will buy these and get their own lenses put in them. I have sold vintage glasses and sunglasses before just for the frames. It is marked. I will do oh, I did look these up, and I think I can get about $50 for these. I love these. Okay. I'll put these back in that little baggie. I think that was it for the little trinkets. Gosh, you never know what you're going to find. You really don't. And I love going to the bins because I sell everything, and so it causes me to learn when I'm picking up all these items. Now, this is a side note. I buy stuff personally for myself and my family, and as I have been a thrifter for my life, I am very frugal and cheap. I don't like to spend a lot of money on stuff. So I do not own a Stanley Cup, as they seem to be very, very popular. So this is my version of a Stanley Cup. I thrifted this Eddie Bauer mug. It's nicely insulated. It does have the lid. It's perfect for my coffee because I can get, I have a Keurig, and I can get the largest size, which I drink obviously more coffee this season than I do during the summer. So anyway, it's just a great find. It just really brings me joy. And the hunt, as you guys know. So good. I will put up in the corner how much I spent, because honestly, I went and I filled up 4 carts on my trip. One of the carts probably was personal, and 3 of the carts on that whole shopping day was to resell. But I'm gonna have a separate video of thrifting at a small little thrift in Jacksonville, Illinois as well. I love going to little non-for-profits or small little hole-in-the-wall thrift stores. I seem to do really well, especially here locally where I am from. Here we have a nice formal, like a baptism dress. I don't know if this is organza. I don't think it's organza. It's just a chiffon overlay with all this detailed eyelet floral lace, Peter Pan collar. This is a little bit different, which is not good because this one comes with an attached necklace, which I haven't seen before. It is like a faux pearl with these little rhinestones. Now, I think this dress company is something. I know Martha's Miniatures, but I think this one might be something as well. I'll put in the corner what comps are. It is Hollywood, and this is a good size, made in the US. It's just polyester. It's a size 7. And there are buttons on the back, and it has short little, it's not a tie, but it's like a buttoned belt. Now, I debated on getting this one, but polyester, you can machine wash this. And do you see there are some discolorations here? It's probably food, and you typically can get those out. I will try to spot clean it first just because it's somewhat delicate, but I'm pretty good at getting stains out of fabrics except for silk. that's a hard one because I can't really wash it and I have to wash it very gently by hand. Here's a fun one for you guys. Steve, the original OG Steve from Blue's Clues. I love how they've evolved Blue's Clues over the decades as we currently watch it. So he has a little discoloration on the cheek. I'm going to see if the magic eraser can get that out. But these are going for $50 and up, which is very exciting because I probably paid $1.50 for him. He makes noise, but he needs batteries. Before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and discuss the items I've already listed and put pictures of them up in the corner. One of them is a very, very rare House of Lloyd Dalmatian dog. It was actually new with tags and it barks. It sits at about 12 inches tall, and at first glance, I got it to save as a Christmas present for family friends of mine. They have a Dalmatian dog. But after doing research for a minute, I realized that it could be worth some money. I tested it with a video, which is also something that I love to do for something that's interactive or a higher price point, is include a video. And so I showed it barking. It takes a 9-volt battery and it's clean. Obviously the tags are on it. And I listed that one at $200 or best offer. And it may be a little bit of a longer sale, but I'm totally okay with that because plush, again, it was by weight, so I paid about $2 for that. The other one I got, what have I listed so far? I may put a little snippet in here of an item that I bought if I've already listed it and I forgot. Okay, the next, I love these shorts. What size? Oh, they'll be too big for me, but they're a great size. These are not vintage, but these are upcycled 501s with the button fly. It's the 501S, whatever that means, but it's got like the actual full tag on it. These were originally 36.29s, so a 36 waist. These look like a 14. I'm going to say a 14, maybe even a 16, but how cute are these? They did a very good job of distressing them as far as making them equal. Yeah, very good job. So again, these are not vintage. They do have the satin tags. Now, if they were the paper ones, then that would indicate that they are vintage, meaning 20 years or older. Okay, I love selling linens. If you guys have watched my previous videos, it's probably, baby blankets are my #1 favorite thing to sell, but linens overall do very well. There were 3 long rows. There are probably 9 to 12 bins of linens, and they must have been sitting there a while, as in like all day, because they were really like just not good. But I was happy with what I got. So Peter Rabbit, I do really well selling Peter Rabbit, whether it's for Pottery Barn or just overall. Carter's came out with a line about 23 years ago for Peter Rabbit. I forget the author's name. It's a weird Beatrix something, but very nicely embroidered pastel. It has the ribbons, so you could either have this be a tapestry. Oh, I love the little eyelet lace, or you could tie it to put on the end of a crib to be like the headboard decoration. But I know nowadays they recommend not having this type of stuff on the sides of cribs for suffocation reasons, but you do you. You do you, you know. I will probably list that one for $40. I will check comps, and that costs probably like $1.50-ish, $1 to $1.75. Now this is a very plain Jane, but I did pick it up because it is a textured knit. As you can see, it's a nice neutral color, but I believe this is probably 60s because it has the metal zip partially down the back, and it's just a simple like wiggle dress. It will go to your mid calf. I don't know that I'd even call it a wiggle dress because it doesn't taper in. And bummer. Okay, so under closer inspection, look at that. I'm guessing that this obviously is a wool or wool blend. There are no tags, and I am seeing holes near the bottom hem. I'm gonna see if I can see any more. I see one small one. If I don't see any near the top, then I will get this hemmed. No, they are covered. Bummer. Okay, so if there's only a few, I might have this altered into a shirt and keep it for myself. I do know a seamstress that I send stuff to for minor repairs. That is unfortunate, but at the bins, you know, I didn't closely inspect the clothing because I was so tired. Baby blankets. I have not looked this one up, but it is an older Carter's. I specifically do pretty well with the satin trim ones. It's just a pink butterfly print, and this is the like Y2K Carter's tag, I believe, maybe late 90s, early 2000s, and this one's made in China. So yeah, Google Lens is my friend, especially for the baby blankets. It helps me find what current ones are listed, because supply and demand obviously are very important. Now, with that being said, if something like this is listed on eBay for like $25, I could sell it on Etsy for more. The market is just different. The buyers are different. So keep that in mind if you sell on other platforms, that don't always go by comps on eBay, especially if items are vintage, because if there's only two and then they sell, yours is the only one. So you could really price it at what you want, depending on how fast of a flip you want. Okay, what time is it? All right, 1:20. All right, another linen item I love, not personally, but to resell. Mushrooms are so popular. This is probably a 70s fringe round tablecloth. It's in very nice condition. I did not see any stains on it, which is very good, but these are easily washable. You know what, I take that back, because this is this type of fringe. I'd be afraid they get tangled up, but I don't need to wash it because it's very clean. I will wash my other items that are not delicate. I used to not, and then I realized when I would go to photograph or list something, I'd find like a small like blemish or whatever, and it was time consuming because then I had to wash it. So now I'm just washing it all. This, again, I check comps, but I will probably list that for $40. I love this. Love, love, love. Novelty prints do well. This is an 80s silk dog print bomber jacket by Coaco. Could be saying that wrong. Maybe it's Coco, but there's an A. Coaco. It is 100% silk. It's a medium. It may even be 90s because the tag looks more 90s. But it's an ivory bomber with these cute dogs of different breeds. And I will, in the description, put, oh, gross, gross, gross. Put the different breeds. Now, I did see some blemishes, but I don't know how I missed this. This looks like coffee. So, because I paid for so little for this, I will turn it inside out and wash it by itself on a gentle cycle. If these go for more decent money, I will try soaking it and washing it by hand. But really, I have such little invested that if it gets ruined, it's totally fine. This probably cost me $1. If I can get it clean, I'll probably list it for $100. But realistically, I don't know that I can get it clean enough. So I'll probably post that on Instagram once I get it all cleaned and modeled. All right, so bras. I love sewing bras. They're so easy. I only get them if they don't show like really any signs of wear and they're a larger size, or it depends on the brand. But anyways, I got these because they're all the same size. They are by Kashik, which is what, a Lane Bryant brand, and they're all 44Cs. So I've got this blue unlined lace one, which would be like your date night bra. And then I have this basic daytime go-to bra. that is also underwire, and then this nice pastel pink daytime bra too. So again, they're all the same size. Like, I didn't see any signs of wear. I'm gonna list these all together for probably, now if I listed these individually, they'd probably go for like 15 a piece. 40 to 50 is what I will put for those. And again, that cost me like $3, if that, probably $2. Another linens item. This is, okay, it's not shrunk. This is wool and mohair, I believe. I will find the tag for you. I do prefer to find the tags. This is old. Typically, I find them from like the 60s, 70s, but I'm going to do some research because this one might be more like 40s. Based off of the tag, I'm not sure. It's a little wrinkled, but it is made in Scotland, which is a very nice indicator. Whenever you see clothing or anything made in Scotland, you want to take a second look and maybe check online. It's all mohair pile. It is, okay, it's 70% mohair and 30% wool. It's a very nice color of the red, yellow, and blue. It's a lap blanket. I wish it was larger, but the lap blankets can still do well. I will check the brand and let you guys know. Even if there's moth holes, I don't care. As long as they're not too significant, like that dress I showed you guys earlier. That one is just too damaged. So I'm not seeing any at first glance. Maybe partially in one little spot, but it's okay. I think this can do really well. Like, I'm gonna think over $50, but I will put everything up in the corner. This is also something that I think somebody put back. Now it is damaged, but this is I think this is about an antique. This is a leather horse. It is damaged by that, I mean, the reins right here have snapped off. Just because it's very brittle. I could repair that, but I'm going to leave that up to the buyer because I'm not an expert. But here is the saddle. Just look at this gorgeousness. It's amazing. I love finding pieces like this. The ear has been broken off a little bit. It's just leather. That could also be replaced. But it is just stunning. I looked these up, you guys, and I was blown away, like $200-300. All his legs are intact. And again, I need to do more research. I do not believe this could be a replica. There is a little bit of cracking right here in the leather, but that's very minor. Just really nice, realistic horse. Just beautiful. I mean, oh, looks so nice. I'm not a horse person, like, particularly, but I do love animals. And considering I paid about $3 for that, probably less actually. I got this one for myself. I put it in the wrong pile. My husband and I recently started watching Yellowstone, and it is just so good. It's like every time I watch an episode, I feel like I'm watching a movie. You know what I mean? It's just the acting and the storyline is so good. Recommend. It's on, I think, Peacock. So that will be for myself. So I'm going to toss that over. I do separate, obviously, my business from my personal for tax reasons. But that one, it got mixed up. Love this. It's very light blue. Very light blue. Mock neck Angora. No, sorry. 70% lamb's wool, 20% Angora, which is rabbit fur, and 10% nylon. It is a medium. It's probably 90s. And it's just, this looks so cozy with a little bit of textured striping. I'll probably ask $50 for this. Now, when I mean 50, when people like watch the item on eBay, then I'll send out an offer like weekly. So this, I had a person come up and ask me about. This was in a new rotation, and this is a horn. Obviously, they call these Viking cups. It's hollowed out, and this one is branded. This company typically, oh, sorry, it's upside down. This company typically, I think, would personalize. They would etch maybe somebody's initials or something on it. But it is gorgeous if you're in, like, see how it fits in your hands so well. The only issue with this is that, I mean, it's you know, smooth on the inside, but I think it would just be really hard to wash. And we have a dishwasher, which obviously this would need to be machine washed. So yeah, love this. I can't remember what people were asking. Again, I'll just put it up in the corner. There's my mail lady, and she did not pull into my driveway, so I just need to make sure that she doesn't take off. You know, those mail people are important when you have a pickup for your packages. So I'm very blessed that I have a really good one. Yeah, she's awesome. Okay, this was just sitting in a new rotation, and other people had like looked at it in front of me, at least 5, and passed it by. This is a nice quality heavy duty leather vest, snap front. It's by Vance Leathers, and it's a 3X. It looks like it's late 90s, early Y2K. It's got the neon orange mesh liner, so it's not going to stick to you. Well, I guess the top part does. Has the pockets, and at a 3XL, I mean, that's just a great size. Now, I'm going to say it does not look like a 3X. It looks more like an extra large, maybe a 2X. And it's just got the nice pebbled leather. It is a men's, I believe. And I will probably ask about $50 for that one. Could be wrong. Again, you know, I always have to look up the brand. Okay, another brand I used to get more of, not so much lately, but I did look up this exact style. This is J. Crew. This is the Regent blazer. It is a thin wool, and I believe these go for about $50. This is an older style, but I think their styles don't really change a whole lot. This is from 2015, but it's classic. It's black. It's a 4. I wish it would be a little bit of a larger size, but I'm happy to flip this for, even if I'd get 30. I mean, it's a good flip. This I was hesitant on. I think, so I have picked up a lot of Wilson's leather before. I used to sell them decent on ThreadUp. However, the ones that didn't sell, I now have a lot of Wilson's leather jackets or coats, and I need to like drop the price or come up with better keywords. But I like this one because it's longer. I don't know if I can necessarily call it a trench. It is long as a trench, but there's no belt. So it's got, you know, the panels of patchwork on the leather. And this one is broken in. It's not like too worn in, but it's soft and flexible. Very soft. It feels like lamb leather. You know what I mean by worn, as far as, so on items like this, I don't think I will condition the leather. I have a leather wipes, but a lot of people like this look. It's an extra large women's, just a classic style, and I'll probably ask $125 for this, and I could see it selling on Depop or Etsy. That one was heavier. I probably paid $3.50 for that. We may be getting near the end of our bins, unless I have stuff elsewhere. I buy thrifted gifts for our kids, as we have four kids. Oh man, okay, unfortunately the zipper is broke in this. This is just like an 80s Jones, New York velvet dark floral maxi skirt, but I loved the velvet trim on the bottom. Now it is a, you know, a smaller zipper, but they just cost too much to professionally repair, and I don't know how to sew. And this just isn't worth it to me, so I may list it as is, or possibly get a quote to see if it's like $5 and I'll do it, but I'm guessing it's gonna be more than that. I even have a vintage zipper, so I'll see if I provide the zipper what the cost would be. But check out this gorgeous floral. I mean, this could easily be upcycled and you can make a couple of pillows with it, you know. Love it. I do recommend, now before I had bought the open IKEA bags, but I can't remember, somebody had recommended this, or I saw these on Amazon. These are huge, zip closure IKEA bags. They have the top handle. They have these, if you long bottom from the bottom, if you want to put it over your shoulder. And then there's this one as well. And there's also snaps. So these are collapsible and you can fold them up to save space. I thought I had another one that had short handles, but you can buy, I think it's coming in packs of 2 or packs of 4. And we don't have any IKEAs obviously around me, so recommend those. Okay, that's not all I had. Oh, sorry, there's another bag. I'm like, why? Okay. I typically don't pick up like Y2K skirts, but I've seen some comps recently of people selling them on Depop for like $35, $40. Love this pink candy stripe like diagonal skirt. It's a little past the knees probably. I may have to pause. Okay, they did have Goodwill polls from the store. This wasn't just raw donations. And these are 80s, maybe early 90s dead stock by Rainbow Bodywear. Made in the USA. They're larges, but they might fit more like a modern medium. But they're just like these spandex, shiny pink leggings. Those would be fun if you have an 80s party or to like a rave or wherever. I love selling Crocs. Obviously they don't sell, depending on the style, they don't sell for a lot of money, but they sell pretty quick and I have a 100% sell-through rate for them. I loved these speckled marble sandals. They're just some slip-ons. These are a men's 7 and a women's 9. They're actually my size, but I don't like, it's just not my style. It looks more like younger, like for teenager. But they're the iconic Crocs comfort. So those were nice. The shoes were nasty, as they usually are there. There was one time I went to that location and it was dead inside and they rolled out new shoe bins and I got Free Birds, Doc Martens. Like, it was good luck. That's all it was. All right, I love buying dead stock. Even stuff from Kmart flips well if it's 80s, 90s. These were originally $9.99. They're festival lights. Right here, there's like little outdoor patio lights. And I opened it up because obviously there's damage and I wanted to make sure. But these appear to be like new or brand new. They still have the solid colors. There's the clear lights. Here are the light covers. You can do like a woven black, or they have the multicolor, like the bright ones. So that's neat. And these have a little bit of texture to them. The neighbor's chickens are out, guys. Like usual. Oh my gosh, they're in our yard. Lovely. Hopefully they're not laying eggs in our yard. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, I mean, just like really fun. I mean, this is just so fun. I got tons of Build-A-Bear plushies for my kids. I got Stitch. They have the Marshmallow Man, but I left him because my kids are into him and he isn't worth it to flip. Well, maybe like $20. Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. My kids love that movie. So maybe I'll include a separate haul of how I spoil my kids, when not really, because I thrift it. But all right, I found these were all separated and I kept looking. I could not pass these up. These are I don't know what the specific name is. They're like pinup calendar girls, kind of, for snap-on tools, promotional. This one is Thermoserve. Right here you can see she's in her little outfit leaning against a truck, and there's a girl in a little pink outfit looking all flirty with a tool up to her chin. I don't know why she would. Anyways, here's one. She's looking like a mechanic. My ring light is really messing that up. But these are so cool. And look, this one's inside. It's a snap-on. This one's just black inside. And then I found a third one. It's probably the most risque. She's got a air compressor for the lug nuts maybe. These I thought possibly might be worth more, but I'm just gonna sell them together. They would make a great gift for a guy that's into cars or tools or whatever. But these will probably sell like on Etsy, and I will probably ask 30 to 40 for these. I'll look them up individually just to make sure that some of them aren't more rare. Now this I didn't find when I looked quickly on Google Lens, but I love selling vintage dolls, and this is Madame Alexander plastic cups with doll like in the line, you know what I mean? It's not etched, you know, there's the paper inside. None of these look familiar to me at first glance, but obviously I'm not a doll expert. But these are all different, and I thought, well, hey, there's 4 of them. I have the set, I believe. And who are they by? Thermoserve. So I just grabbed them. You know, they don't cost a lot. They're not super fragile like glass. Okay, here are the glass. I was confused earlier because I'm like, wait, I got some vintage glasses. Where did they go? Now I showed you that one pair that's probably going to go for the most, and they were my favorite, but these are from the Springfield, Illinois area, and they're just a cool pair of silver wire. Remind me of kind of like Harry Potter. But look at the ear. How cool is that? How it goes all the way around. And the nose pads are like a gold-ish amber toned lucite. They're not the typical clear. Pretty neat. Very small font. I can't have to get a magnet. I can't tell you the brand, but just really cool. And of course it comes, you know, in its own velvet lined metal case. These are in vinyl cases, but that's okay. Again, from Vision Care. These look more like 90s. These don't look super old, but I might lot these together. Just a nice like metal turquoise shell detailed glasses. Let's see if these are branded. I just want to make sure they weren't readers and they were actually, you know, but these are cool. These come with extra lenses. No, they don't. All right. Love these. What's that dude's name? It's reminding me of. He had a really good beard. It's before my time. He was really popular in the 80s. These are by Randolph Engineering, it looks like. Randolph and ENGINC, so I don't know. But just really cool. They're lightly tinted. I don't see like really scratches on them. Sunglasses, impact register, Randolph Engineering. Like it still has the original vinyl case, which is cool. I just love all this cool stuff. And I think this might be one of the last pairs. Ooh. See, I forgot what I got because I just like grab it in a frenzy, you know, to beat other people. Now this is missing a nose pad, which I didn't see, but that's okay. You can replace those possibly. This is a gold pair with the cool, I don't know if it was originally clear, but it looks more like a yellowish tinted. These are American Optical, so not like this you'll probably sell more on Style, but those are cool. I might sell those with a silver pair because they're the same style. And these were all originally purchased at Vision Care Associates in Springfield, Illinois, in Grand Avenue. Let me make sure there aren't any more. Nope, there isn't. Okay. These I thought about getting for myself, but I'll look and see what this is an old Athleta tag. These are a size 6. They're like a gray. They zip up. But what I liked is they have a little slit in the front, which seems to be pretty trendy now, and they're high-waisted. So I may try these on. They look kind of like an athletic, but like dress pant, if that makes sense. So I'll check the comps, and if the comps aren't there, which they probably aren't, then I'll just keep it. I tried Google Lens and I couldn't get it to work, but this looks familiar. It could be worthless, but it's just so darn cute by Anarco Japan. And it's musical, it's a wind up. And I just loved it. So, chip free, shockingly. Hopefully I can still get it chip free by the time I list it. So I don't know what that will go for, but it's just too darn cute. And of course, hats. I love selling hats. I've recently sold a couple hats for good money, so they do typically take longer to sell depending on what it is, but these are more obscure. So this is Vienna Correctional Center, which is interesting. I don't know that I've seen a prison hat before. It's got the gold leaf embroidery with the mesh. It's a trucker hat. This is fan cap, large USA. Now, when I get the vintage hats, I've learned this because one time I sold one and the plastic snapped when they went to adjust it because the plastic can go bad. So, just a little tip, kind of like with dry rot with your shoes, if you are a shoe seller, you want to bend the snapback part to make sure it's not going to crack. But the only thing I don't like about this, and I used to sell hats like this and now I don't, is that the foam on the inside has disintegrated. And I don't know that I saw that. I'm going to see if it comes out. I am going to have to cut the liner and remove the foam and disclose that. Otherwise, I'm just going to sell it as is. There were tons of hats. I'm trying to be more selective as I've got so many. This I got, it's Arky, the hot air balloon. It's a rope hat, or no, it's not a, yeah, it's a thin rope hat. How cool is that? I don't know what it is. I don't care. It's just really unique. And it's by Cobra, one size fits all, made in Bangladesh. This is a nice condition. The foam is intact, and I always look at the condition of the bill. If the bill is broke or if it's bent, like in a way that can't be fixed, I'm not gonna buy it. So this one is almost completely flat. Really nice. It looks unworn. Okay, that concludes my bins haul. I think for reselling, I spent about $100. Again, $1.59 a pound. And now I wasn't good about telling you what I'm going to sell all these items for, but like I said, when I edit my videos, I do try to put information in the corner because I love to share this with you. I don't personally have like close reseller friends as I live in a rural area, and so sharing it with like my family or my husband, you know, it just isn't the same. So anyways, my daughter's awake from her nap, so I need to sort this stuff real quick, and I'll show you kind of how I sort it. So let me flip the camera around and show you what I do. Okay, so first of all, I separate my hard goods from my clothing. I sell mostly clothing, but I feel like hard goods sometimes sell quicker. If I get burned out on clothes, I will look more at the hard goods. So the hats I typically will list first because I don't want them to get damaged while being stored, and they are incredibly easy to photograph and put away. Again, hard goods I typically do list first. Now, obviously, you take into consideration the time of year. It is November 20th today. So if I have any Christmas, I will list it first. Oh, yeah, which I already did list some of the stuff I got. Again, I will put the hard goods together, including these, and I will probably try to list these sooner rather than later so they don't get damaged, and I think they'll make a great Christmas present. Again, I'm going to put this with the hats. Where did I put the hats at? See? And I have this big mound in front of me as I was filming. Again, I'm going to put all of the glasses back together because I'm going to list those at the same time. I try to bulk list like sweaters together, jackets together, all of that, because it's typically the same size or brand, and I want to try to possibly get a bundle, which doesn't happen very often. But okay, so then the next step, once I separate my hard goods and clothing, is I will separate the flat lays from the model or the mannequin I have a dress form. And so obviously linens will get separated into the flat lays along with shorts, These will go with the hard goods. These pants I will actually probably model because they would look so cool on. So you kind of get the gist. However, I am going to go through here like I had stated before, and I'm going to wash the stuff. The plushes I also typically list first, just because, again, they're easy to list. And that's about it. Now, obviously, more fragile items, yes, I will list those first because I work out of my home and I don't want those to get damaged. I also try to hide any toys or plushies. The Dalmatian dog, my 6-year-old son was like, thought he was getting, and he really fought me to not have it. Sometimes I do let that slide and give it to him if it's not a high dollar item, but because I think that one is, I did not give it to him. He's spoiled. He's got like at least 50 plushies, so I'm not depriving my child. But anyways, that's how I do it. I would show you more in depth, but I really need to go get my daughter, and I hope to be posting more content soon. I have another haul from the Goodwill Cedar Rapids that I should be posting in the near future. If you haven't, please oh my gosh, look at my, please consider subscribing. I typically don't even mention that because I haven't been posting content, but like I said, I hope to get back into it and would love to share all my items with you guys and have you along for my journey. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoy your day, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.